friends, and hi, YouTube friends. Welcome to a new era, a new time in history where we can see live how everyone's reacting to the new uh, president of Sri Lanka, Anura Dissanayake, on behalf of the Sri Lankan community here in Chicago and across America. I would like to wish you congratulations. We are very happy for you and we wish you success. We wish the people of Sri Lanka success. And let us know in the comment below how we can support you in moving Sri Lanka forward. I know you have come to do a lot of good work, and we are here to support you in whatever good you may bring for all of us across the universe. All right, so one second. I'm doing this at home, as you all might know, so give me a few seconds while I set this up and we can talk, we can discuss elaborately. Um, all right, here we go. So how do I look? No one to do a little check for me because I am doing all this one-man show. As you can hear, that's my poor mother who's coughing in the background. That is the reality of many Sri Lankans across the world. We we have to take care of our family, and I am, no matter whether I live in Sri Lanka or US, wherever, that is within me. I take care of my mother, I take care of my father, and I take care of my friends, and I don't have time to like really take care of my hair, but that's okay. We'll take care of ourselves later. But on to the important thing, which is, please, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me on um, Facebook, give me a thumbs up. That way you know what I'm talking about. Very important. Since we are all connected now on the internet, we're going to go very quickly over what we are going to do in the next year, what I project to do. Hopefully it's in line with what you also wish to do. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go to Adam S underscore Lucky on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, come find me, Adam Shai Lucky. I'm also known as Rastiadu Baba. Rastiadu Baba, a lot of times they think Rastiadu means that we are bad, but I'm trying to change that. Rastiadu simply means wanderer. What is a person who wanders? When we wander, we find meaning, purpose to our life. So let's change the bad connotations that people might have had in the past and change that into something positive. That's why I'm here, and that's why I do the work that I do in my very small channel. So whatever little support that you can show me goes to me, Summer, and also my family. Okay, so thank you so much, because I have been working very hard. This is my third year on YouTube. I have not seen much growth, though that is my goal. So whenever other people are moving ahead in life, I support them in hopes that someday, they will support me back when I'm trying to move ahead in life. And I know you are also someone who has similar background as me. So come with me while I check to see. Okay, right now no one is watching. Hopefully someone joins my live soon and comments. I guess people are busy. So what I want to do, let me start with today. What's the time here? It is Sunday, 10:15 Central Time in the Chicago area. All right, and we have been invested in the Sri Lankan, what you call it, election. For the past week, we have been paying attention to what the people wants, what kind of change they're looking for. So type below, starting tomorrow, what do you want a change that should happen in Sri Lanka, and how can you be that change, and how can the new presidential elect help you get to that goal. So right below, how can you make the change tomorrow on Monday, and how can the presidential elect help you get there. And also, let's not forget, You always have friends, family, people around your community. How can they assist you? Always remember, no matter if you're in the winning team, losing team, all right? This is part of being living in a democracy, is that you're going to have winners, you're going to have losers, all right? If you're someone who didn't see your leader win, I want to tell you, take this in good spirit, all right? That's what it means to live in a democracy. You have to learn to win, you have to learn to lose. You have to learn to be healthy, you have to learn to be sick. Everything comes in balance. That's, inshallah, that's my hope for Sri Lanka. As an individual person, my hope and wish for Sri Lanka and America and across the world is that when we win with grace. When we lose with graciousness. That speaks to how we are as a moral character, how we can conduct ourselves. All that is being reflected, right? So anybody who's in the losing team, I ask you, take this time to build yourself. Take this time to grow yourself. If you feel like you want to stick to your leader still, do so. Do what is necessary for you to do in order for you to grow. But you must respect the winner. That's what I do. Right? No matter which land I grow up in, which land I travel through, you must respect the current rules and laws and traditions of that land. That's how we get blessed. That's how we move forward. Yes, we want to implement change, but that changes comes gradually. First, we have to be great. That's why today's Sunday, right? Why do they say in church, be grateful for what you have? Why do we get reminded by every spirituality and faiths and beliefs to be grateful? First, we have to be grateful that we came this far, that we made it to Sunday, that we made it to September 22nd. I have a friend, a dear friend of mine that I lost within this past week. Maria Lind, yes, she's in my channel. You can see I spoke about her. So life is happening very fast. We are losing people, but we are all returning to this. What is this? Nature. So if you lost a friend, a family, a loved ones, until today, I want you to remember, they are all with you. They are breathing into you. Good spirit, okay? May your friends be of good spirit, of good words, of harmony, of balance, and brings you to an uplifting place, all right? So that's the way that I see Anura Kumara Disanaika too. He might be from a new party. He might not look like the leader that some of you don't want, you know, but he's part of nature. We have to respect. He has been elected by nature, by the people who, you know, in a landslide voted for him because they want change for Sri Lanka. So this is a very historical moment for Sri Lanka. The party that he came from, no one has ever won from that party. It's can you see 2024 how much progress we have made globally? It's substantial. Kamala Harris is running for president of America, right? We have Bangladesh, you know, with Professor Muhammad Yunus, right? For Bangladesh. Yes, Bangladesh. They elected their new leader, and now Sri Lanka elected Anura Kumara Disanaika. So we are happy for the new leaders because that is what nature wants. That is what Allah wants. That is what the collective humanity wants. It wants change from old ways to new ways. But anytime there is change from old ways to new ways, we have to remember how nature works. So when nature does change, it sometimes changes gradually, like this. It will change slowly in the course of thousands of years, or it might change suddenly in like a tsunami. Remember 2004, I was in Sri Lanka when the tsunami happened. And it happened quickly, overnight. Everything, the landscape was wiped out. So nature is very powerful. humans are also powerful. So the decision that you all took will have its good, will have some bad. So we need to prepare for what's good coming ahead. We need to prepare for the bad feedback that you might get from this election as well. Right? He's coming to guide you. Anura Kumara Disanaik is here to guide you. It is your duty to listen to him, take what is good for you, leave what is not for you, but move forward in a path that is good for you and collectively to all those around you. If you can't think of everybody, think of your family, think of your pets, think of your dog, think of your cat, think of your squirrel, think of your today. If no one is there with you, just think for yourself. That's okay. It's okay to be selfish. If somebody is telling you don't think about yourself, I would tell you to not listen to them. Because thinking about yourself is an act of being authentic. Thinking about yourself is an act of being accepting that you have come to this life as a human being, right? Remember, you can be born as a caterpillar, as a butterfly, as a anything in the world, but the creation made you into a human form. It made you into a being, right? That's why my name is Adam. They say I've been made from clay. If you look at the Abrahamic text, they say I believe that completely. That's why when I went to Sri Lanka in 2022 February, I went to Adam's Peak, I went all the way up to Siripada, and I asked for Sri Lanka. May this country be out of suffering. May this country be out of debt. May this country come as a champion and as an emerging leader for the West, for all across, right? So long the Western world have guided the Eastern world. It is such, the times are such in our astronomy. If you look at projections, you know it. It's the age of Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. I won't tell you my birthday, but I have dedicated my life to live in minimal ways, alright? So that's why I live very humbly. If you saw my channel, you will see last month August, I got rid of all my belongings into storage because I did not want to associate myself with one single place. The longer I live on earth, I realize that I am not from one place. And it is my duty to go across and find what is connected to me. People, animals, trees, rocks, right? The breeze. All this reminds me of my true nature, which is I am one, right? For me, I see that being as Allah, but I see it in different forms. So when I go to Sri Lanka, when I sit in, the last place I went to in Sri Lanka was the temple by my our grandmother's house, right? I went to the Dambulla caves, right? So I learned because they are my ancestors, right? So just like that, I hope that you too learn that someday, if you are born in Sri Lanka, explore, travel, go see around the world, but your roots will always guide you. So even though I'm here, I'm in America, and I'm an American citizen, I vote in America, but I want Sri Lanka to prosper in ways that it has potential to. Sri Lanka has tremendous potential. It's the one thing I noticed going back there is I took a chance, I went there after almost 15 years, and I saw Sri Lanka has tremendous potential. And what it needs, it got. What it was is a new leader. So congratulations to Anura Kumara Disanaika. In my house, this is all we have today to celebrate you. So this is for you, Sri Lanka. We have laddu. Alright, you all can see it. When I bought this laddu, I took you on a shopping tour. Go watch in my channel, you can see. So in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most beneficial, and I welcome you across the world, whether it is Vaheguru, Sat Sri Akal, whether it is Ayubuwan and Jai Veva, whether it is, what do you call it, in the name of the Lord Jesus, or however you wish to see me. I welcome you to a new leader. I welcome you. Kaliyama also, let's remember Kaliyama, and let's remember all the different forms that creation has brought us messages. And also listen to AKD. He has also come to give you a message. And we remember the leaders before, right? This Ladu does not just, because if you look at it as collectively, there are some people who are so angry about the past leaderships. But if you look at your life journey, they have come to teach you something. In the story of Buddha Hamdu, right? Mara comes in different illusion forms, right? If you believe this is a matrix, I believe this, right? But you need to learn how to exist in a matrix. You need to learn how to thrive in a matrix. You need to learn how to, make your way out of the matrix. So, past leaders are part of the matrix. Past leaders have come to teach you something. So, how you look at them should be crucial. Do you look at them in a hateful, spiteful manner? Do not. I do not encourage looking at any leaders past, even if they might have done wrong, right? Remember, it's a great matrix. They are trying to keep you within their grasp. You need to forgive. It is Sunday, I'm telling you. Past leaders got you into debt, forgive them. Past leaders got you into something. Seek justice, but do not get caught up in that negativity, right? If you believe you're in the matrix, do not get stuck in the negativity. Welcome the new leader, do what you have to do, congratulate who won, move forward to your true self. Your authentic self is calling you, alright? So, this is for Anura Disanayake and the people of Sri Lanka. It's actually for people of Sri Lanka. May you prosper, may you become the nation, the land, the pearl of the ocean that you deserve to be, and it is up to you. Don't just leave it to AKD. I'm just telling the people of Sri Lanka, get up tomorrow, do the work. He is one man, he needs help, alright? And the losing party, the opposition party, cry for a week, process your feelings, come back and do what you have to do. Winning party, losing party, both have to get together and get this thing done. Long story short. So, Bismillah, let's eat. So, let's put his photo because we want to remember the winner. Alright. So what are my thoughts about Anura Disanayake? I have no thoughts about him just yet because he's just been elected. He's very new. I don't know what exactly I should think of him. So it is an open thing. I just accept it as you electing AKD as the leader. So we'll go from here. Give him some time, let him sleep, let him rest, let him come to office. How long is he going to be in the office for Sri Lanka? Is it 4 years? We give him 4 years. We'll assess the work he does. We'll give him slack. You know what is slack? Slack means when someone gives me a workload, let's say I'm working in an office, there are things that I will meet, but there are things that I may not be able to meet because of time constraints, because of commitments, because of maybe I want to go to the bathroom, have a meal or something. So let's give him slack for all that as well because he's human. When he goes doing all those stuff, I hope he allocated his work to others, right? So, I don't know about AKD, but congratulations, good luck Sri Lanka. I want to say special thanks to Ranil Wickremesinghe. I have known Ranil like in the political, I don't know him personally, so don't come at me and be like, oh, I don't know him personally. but I know him because he's run in the office quite a few times. So I want to, as a spiritual being, okay, you all need to go out in nature and go see people for who they are. Essentially, human beings are here for one reason, to survive. Remember this. Essentially, human beings are here to survive. So Ranil did what he had to do to survive. So did Mahinda. So did Gotabaya. Um, so did people before. So did the leaders in America, right? They are here to survive, right? But when they come to survive, they bring with them the karmic or the education and the background which they have. So essentially, if you look at, I look at human beings, I look at them as a vessel, right? Let's see the vase. Let me get you a vessel. Here's a vessel. What's a vessel? This is the only one I have with the vessel at home. Just to give you an example, it's a teaching moment. I'm using this to teach you how I see a human being. That way, if you have hate or love or any feelings for anyone, you will know it's easy to be non-attached to someone. It's easy to care for them and let them go when it's hard, right? So essentially, what is a vessel? So when I meet Anura Kumar, online, okay, on screen, I don't know him personally, right? But when I see Anura, when I see Mahinda, when I see Sajid, when I see Namal, or when I see, who's the other person, I don't know the name, sorry, I can't remember all the candidate names. Let's look at the names. Let's look it up, because otherwise people will comment and say I don't know their names. So, this is recording. Alright, let's see. Sri Lankan Americans. Sorry. Results. Alright. What's the candidates? P. Arya Nathan, right? The Tamil, let's not forget the Tamil candidate. P. Arya Nathan secured over 2.2 lakhs. So coming in at third place or fourth place, I think, alright? So part of the universe, right? Your Tamil singer, Muslim, burger, anything, tourist, anything you are, you're this. We call it names, Tamil singer, Muslim, burger, tiger, all these things, okay? But we're all this, stardust. Very simple. Humanity 101, we all came from this Big Bang. From nothing we come and nothing we return. I believe in that. We come from nothing, we go to nothing. When we come to the earth from our mother's womb, we come crying, we bring nothing. When we pass away, we cry because our body, physical body will suffer when we pass away. It's not going to be like, some people say they light and whatnot, but you're going to have ailments, you're going to feel unhealthy, you're going to feel a little uneasy, but no, it's to change you to become this. So when my friend last week passed away, she loves the color purple. That's her favorite color. My dear Lynn, she taught me so much in her. She's, mashallah, a few years younger than me, but she did a lot more work than I ever did in my life, you know. So I have some time more left to finish my work, but she, alhamdulillah, completed her work and returned to Allah. So I want to remember my good friend. So I can only speak for about my friends that I know in person, right? So every one of my friends, my family, my cousins, whoever that ever taught me about how common we are, thank you for that, right? So this is development. So you all pick. Next, you guys want development, or you want nature, or you want to sit in peace, or you want to build skyscrapers. It's up to you. Imagination is what got us here, from stardust to this. So now we have Cybertruck in America. Some call it garbage. I don't have anything to say about it. I'm not a, for the record, I'm not a huge Musk fan. We can get into that later. I'm not a fan of him. But I'm not going to talk about my own views on people at this moment. But we're talking about AKD. Right? So what do you want for Sri Lanka? You want more of this? You want better healthcare? You want better work-life balance? You want a working nation? Or you want a laid-back nation? What do you want, Sri Lanka? Work with your leader, ask your leader what you want, and find ways for you to get that. If for some reason what you want and the leader wants is different, be your own leader. As in, be your own, guide your own life. That's what I had to do for many years of my life. I didn't have anybody. Even now, I wake up every day, I see my leaders are my mom and dad, and summer, and nature, and Allah. I always believe in Allah and all the spiritual gurus. So those are my inbuilt leaders. But essentially, I wake up every day, I do my own stuff. Oh, so when I talked about vessel, right, let's get into the so essentially, how do I see a human? Essentially, how do I see a person? Essentially, how do I see Anura? This is same thing. Anura, this is Sajid, this is, what's the other person? Arya Nethiran. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. This is the first time I heard your name. Arya Nethiran. So if it's running, or if it's Gota, Pita, or anybody, they are all this. What is here? This is empty. When we are born, we are like a Kalagediya. We are an empty vessel. So what made Gota who he was what was inside here. What makes AKD different is what inside here. Is one good, one bad? Up to the eyes of the beholder. Let me tell you that. Is one vessel good? Is one vessel bad? Up to the person looking at it. So many of you struggled and said you wanted Gota out, right? That is rightfully what you felt in that moment. The nature called you to take him out. Why? Because nature wanted to replace him with a new vessel. But we need to respect the journey that you made with him. I know it is hard. I know it is a hard pill to swallow, Sri Lanka, that you got into debt. I know it is a hard pill, pill to swallow. But had he not brought up the ideas of organic food overnight, even though it sounded crazy, would Sri Lankans have known about organic ways of living? Would people in the back rural areas can even, it's a foreign concept, right? So sometimes nature, if you believe in the creation, if you believe Gota is not just this huge whatever figure that you're making him to be, like a Mara, he's not. He's essentially like you and me. I don't, when I see it at Anura or Gota or you or my mom or my dad, I know these are vessels. They carry with them education, good, bad, teachings, trauma, right? These things shape the vessel. So who I am is shaped by everything that I collected in my journey. Right? I'm essentially a vessel for myself. So the words I speak, the way I dress, the way I see things is a vessel of me. Right? So you are your own vessel. So essentially, I know when I came here empty. When I leave here empty. That's why I showed you the space and said, remember, remember, Gota came from emptiness. Remember, remember, AKD came from emptiness. Remember, remember, Ranil came from emptiness. Remember, remember, I came from emptiness. Remember, remember, we all go back to emptiness. So whatever we accumulate here on earth, don't hold that against them and yourself, because that is you holding their karma onto your body. You don't need Gota's karma, that is his. You don't need Anura's karma, you don't need Sajid's karma, you can look at them like a picture, like a movie, When you go into a movie, you see Bollywood actors, Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan. You see them, you're like, wow, this is my hero, but you know it's a movie. Essentially, learn. Anura is also here to lead you from his time. When he comes to work, he's clocked in, he's your leader. When he goes home, I don't know if he's married or not, but I'm thinking he's single, he's solo like me, that's cool too. But respect him for the leader he is and give him space to become the man and the human being he is. He's here, he's going to be here for 4 years, he's going to make mistakes. Okay, I'm telling you, every leader who has come to rule people will make mistakes. I'm voting for Kamala in 2024. I know when she comes into office, she will make mistakes because she's human. How can you elect a leader and think, oh, they might not make mistakes? Remember when you went to school, you went to work, was there any job that you held and you felt like, oh my God, I did not make a single grammatical error, or I did not slip a single wrong thing? That's ridiculous, right? So remember, whatever differences Anura brings, just like every mountain, from Rocky Mountain, Himalayas, every mountain has its own shape, its own form. So Anura will come with his own beauty, with his own ugly, because his nature. Gota came with his own beauty, own ugly. Ranil came with his own beauty, own ugly. It is up to you to pick and see. Ranil, this is his beauty. I want his beauty. The ugly, I accept it. Thank you, Ranil. You see AKD. AKD, this is your beauty. Oh, this is your ugly. I learned from it. Thank you. Alhamdulillah. You look at who else? Arya Nethiran. This is your beauty. This is your ugly. I accept it. Alhamdulillah. So isn't it easy for you to wake up with a new leader every day? Whoever the leader is, you are center. That's all I want. I lived under Trump. I don't like Trump. I'll tell you, I don't like Trump. But I learned through that time, being under his regime, that it's okay. I survived. My life didn't go. That means my will to survive is stronger than his need to destruct. Understand? So never give any leader the power to create or destruct. Okay? That's all I ask. They might come and they might look big and pompous and strong. But my dear, no leader should have the power. If you're living a good life, okay, don't go hurt other people, because you follow the rules. Like I said, if you go to Sri Lanka, behave according to the rules and regulations of Sri Lanka. If you go to, let's say, Middle East, follow the local customs, traditions. Alright? If you come to America, follow our local customs, traditions. Alright? Because essentially what we are is people, we We love each other, but we are afraid of what's different. It takes us time to process what's different. So give time. If you like Anura, good. If you don't like Anura, good. But work on your own life. Alright? So what have I got for you today? Very simple. This Sunday, I don't have a mega church. I'm not part of it. Okay? I love people who go to church. I'm not associated with anything. I come from one and all. I go to nothing. Poof, gone to nothing. Right? I told my friend also the other day, come and show you. So this is not an advertisement. I bought this from the dollar store. I buy it with my own money. Essentially, we are all this. You and I are water. Right? In the womb we were water. We were created from water. The Quran even says that every book you can find, science book also. You are essentially water. Right? 80% something from my body, even our earth. When you fly across, we're just little bit of land, but mostly water. So, what is this? When I was born, I was actually born like this. Okay. It is fluid, I know, that's why I'm very fluid. Because I can flow easily. If remember, if the viscosity, do you know what viscosity is? Look up that word. Viscosity is thickness. Right? I learned this in aviation when we talk about viscosity. Very important. Do you know why an airplane flies? Because the viscosity of the air. It's very fluid. Air, do you know that air actually has shape? That's why the thickness of the air makes you fly. Okay, we get to that later. Right? Essentially, let's talk about water first. When I was born this. Just water. It's just water. I didn't even have a name. I didn't even have a gender. Yes, I know. Some of you will be arguing and be like, no, you were born with certain gender. It looks like this. It should be this gender, right? I listen to the young generation. Listen to the new consciousness. If you look at a flower, okay, so let me give you a flower. Before I get into that. Okay. Can you tell me, this is plastic I know, but the real deal, what is the gender of this flower? Somebody tell me in the comment section, the gender of this flower, is it male, female? Do your research, type it. You want the answer. Flowers have no gender. You can't male, female at the flower. It just is. Isn't it very easy, very simple? But if you want to put it in a box, if you like to put things in a box, put it. If it makes you happy to say flower is a male, put it. If it makes you happy and sleep better saying flower is a female, put it. Right? But essentially, if you go into the scientific level of it, flowers does not even recognize what that means, because the flower is just this. Alright? So when I was born, this is me. Just what? Right? With no association whatsoever. But because I was born in planet Earth, and we as human beings have to ordain ourselves with certain ways to construct and live. Then, depending on which company I was born to, whether it's born in Sri Lanka or Australia or New Zealand or Antarctica or the continent, let's say Zimbabwe in Africa, you get one of these. It's called a label. So depending on where you were born, you will get a label. Those labels will say, mostly this is generational labels. So this my generation, depending on my mom and dad. So I got my label from my roots. It's not a bad thing, I'm just telling you. It's a good thing you have a label. Because the label guides you on how to live. Right? Just for the sake of it. It's like a robe, it's like a piece of clothing, right? So I mean, in America I'm wearing a shirt, short. If I live in Middle East, I'll wear thobe or something. If I live in, I don't know, in Antarctica, I'm in a big jumpsuit. So essentially, know that you, whatever you carry, AKD, Sajid, Ranil, or the other name, I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce that person's name. They're gonna smash me after this for getting this wrong. But anyway, no, they won't. They're loving kindness. They're not. They're not. People have mispronounced my name, and it takes me a while to learn new names. So essentially, I'm just casting right now. Essentially, I'm reminding you to drink water, very simple. This will keep you grounded. Because you all are so crazy about this politics and stuff. It's a beautiful game. Alright? By the end of the day, you gotta drink, eat, sleep, rest, go to work. No matter who your leader is, you have to go to work, no? You can't sleep at home. Oh, that's the plan. You are going to elect him and sleep at home. My dear, it doesn't work like that. Go to work. It will keep you active, right? No leader is going to work for you. You have to work with the leader. Alright? Don't put everything on the leader's shoulder, but also don't take everything from the leader's shoulder. Alright? Keep a balance. Keep your leader like a friend. That's how I see. When I see Kamala, I see like, oh my God. I mean, I respect her, Madam President, right? When I was with Obama, I respect Sir President. But when I talk to him, talk like a friend. Don't put in the super sky and think he's a supernova. No, we are all same. Just simple, he's sitting on that job, follow his instruction, respect, simple, right? So here's a flower, beautiful flower. What does a yellow rose represent? Friendship. Put yellow hearts in the comment if you love friendships. First way to blossom as water, as a human being, is friendship. Start with friendships. Start with flowers. If you hated someone and you thought, we don't get along, our ideas are different because our labels are different. What to do? No, you were born somewhere else with different labels, different generational trauma and different ways of thinking. You and I have different labels, but we are forced to meet. So then what happens, slowly you take this label off and you see each other for who they are. Just a vessel of water. I am a vessel of water. But very important, use this vessel to create something that is beautiful and sustainable for our planet. Penguins. I want to talk about penguins. Do you know penguins in Antarctica are going extinct? I'm essentially here to talk about the animals because we humans are going to get wiped out very soon. I mean, we are here only for certain. I mean, I know it's a scary feeling, right? That's why Musk is going crazy about taking us to the moon. First of all, it's quite difficult to live here even with oxygen. How would I go to moon and live there with a spacesuit? Very ambitious indeed, but I'm ready to go back to nature and just chill out over there, right? Musk can take his Cybertruck wherever he wants. It's a funny story. I probably shouldn't actually, but many people on TikTok these days are making videos about his invention, the Cybertruck. If it was affordable and looked more sustainable, it's just a piece of metal. Like, how's that going to help the penguins? I just don't see it, right? So people, if you're a billionaire with lots of money, this is your chance to work on something that animals will appreciate. I don't see how penguins can benefit from Cybertrucks, right? Very simple. So essentially, where was I? My plan. What is the plan? Okay, I talk about other people, this and that, from Anura to penguins. You know me. If you come and hang out with me, this is my. This is me. I told you, this is my vessel. My vessel is science. Who are my mentors, right? Oh my God, Roman. Oh my God. What are the things? Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you want to know the people that I grew up learning about the cosmos, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Obviously, before that, it was Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan, amazing person. Neil deGrasse Tyson, amazing person. Barack Obama, Dr. Mahathir. Respect to Dr. Mahathir. Amazing Malaysia, beautiful place. I was blessed to spend a time of my life in Malaysia. And then we have, who else? Even Chandrika Kumarataruka. I have to recognize her. You know, I know many of you might have mixed feelings. Do you know how much a woman gets dashed to run a country? That 2 times as much as the man get. Anything that a man does is wrong, they will won't even say it. But if a woman does something and it's wrong, they will say it to her face until she cannot take it. But Chandrika Kumarataruka, I gotta salute you, you and your mom. Actually, Sri Lanka had the first ever female president of the entire world. Did you know that? In America, we are still struggling to bring up the first ever woman as president. Why? Why the misogyny? Why? Why are you so afraid of the feminine? Why are you afraid of matriarchy? We've had patriarchy ruling our planet and it's going to pieces. Polar bears are floating in goddamn icicle cubes across the ocean, separated from mom and cub. The only person that can understand that instinct is a woman. I'm sorry to say that. Men cannot feel what it's like to be separated from the child. And even if you're a father, it's a different feeling for a woman because it comes from their womb, right? So Earth is electing Kamala next. Whether you like it or not, that is my prediction. I have set it in stone. I have come from the cosmos to tell you planet Earth has chosen a matriarch for you next. You can cry about it, you can laugh about it, you can celebrate it. I will accept it and I will welcome it. Because if you had the balls to elect Trump, because that's what the universe wanted to see, why wouldn't you have the guts to vote for a woman? Which part of you is hurt that you cannot vote for a woman? What is that you hold against the mother that you cannot vote for the mother? Which part of your upbringing, your inner child, is hurt that you cannot see a mother as a leader? I'm asking you, all of you who cannot vote for a woman, I'm asking you, which part of your upbringing needs to be worked on so you can cast that vote to a woman? We are easy. In Sri Lankan, in Asian, in Indian cultures, we just go to the feet of our mother. You know, in Islam, they ask Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who's the person in the family you must take care of first? He said, mother, 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 then father. He repeated 3 times that heaven is under the foot of your mother. In the Eastern cultures, we follow and we're pretty good. You know, it's not, it's what we need for the Western. Alright, so Sri Lanka had matriarchy. Yes, first ever female president in the entire history of the world comes from Sri Lanka. Sirimana Bandaranaike, I got this name right. I know I have a little tongue slip, but Bandaranaike, that's why it's called the Bandaranaike International Airport, right? It's Sirimau, right? Sirimau Bandaranaike. First ever female president. Why did she even get there? She wasn't even elected. She was forced because I think her husband was assassinated, right? Let me get the proper fact check. We got a fact check now. Let's fact check immediately. Yes. If you Wikipedia this right now, So I show you like this. Okay, just type Sirimao, Siri, Sirimavo, Banda, Banda, okay, is the world's first female prime minister. She became the prime minister of Sri Lanka, which was Ceylon in 1960. The Dominion, no, it wasn't Ceylon, but it was the Dominion nation. What happened? Let's see the story. Early life. Let's see a story. Let's read about a woman. Yes, early. Bandaranaike was born Selima Ratwatta on 17th April 1916 at Elavala, Valauga. Her aunt's resident in Ratnapura in British Ceylon. Her mother was Rosalind Hilda Mahavanatena Kumarian, an informal Ayurvedic physician. Interesting. She comes from the lineage of Ayurvedic physicians. Anybody know that? So she's connected to Earth. Hence, they chose her. Who? Cosmos, universe. Can you see everything has a beautiful master plan? Did you know this part of her? That she comes from the lineage of shamans. Ayurvedic physicians are essentially descendants of shamans. Right? Her maternal grandfather, Mahavattalena, and her father served Rate as Rate Mahatmaya, okay? A native headman of Balango. Her father was a member of Radana Varatwatu family, chieftains of the kingdom of Kandy. Her paternal ancestry included her uncle Sir Jayatita Kuda Ratwatu, the first person from Kandy to receive a British knighthood. Alright, there's a lot of information. Alright, let's just go very quickly. Srinivas was the eldest in a family of 6 children. So eldest women, normally we all know elder of the family has a very strong character, most of them, right? So that also gives her like the alpha kind of character, right? I'm not saying if you're born later you can't be, but I'm just saying a lot of times elders in the family, especially if you're born in Sri Lanka, you have a lot more on your head, your shoulder, you carry a lot more weight. So elder, if you're watching, take it easy, alright? Chill. You don't have to carry the trauma burden of everybody. Do what you can, alright? That's my advice to you, alright? We resided at Valauga. Okay, let's just go to education. After completing her school at the age of 19, she became involved in social work, distributing food and medicine to jungle villages, organizing clinics, and helping create rural industry to improve the standards of living for village women. Good. Amazing person, right? He had as the first female president of the world, and we didn't even know that. Learn our global history. She became the treasurer of Social Service League until 1940. Oxford education lawyer, politician, who's that? Okay, so back then they were doing proposal. So I guess she got suited. After rejecting 2 suitors, a relative, her parents were contacted by a matchmaker who proposed a union with Solomon Westbury Bandaranaike, an Oxford-educated lawyer. Initially, Bandaranaike was not acceptable family. Okay, so initially, I guess they didn't consider the man to be from an acceptable family, as there is some caste stuff, I think. I don't know, some Indian family, some story. Yeah? I don't know the story behind. You guys get deep into this family politics, which has inherited their service, while the Bandaranaike was a wealthy family from the low country. Astrologist, astrology, because when the family, whenever Sri Lankans or even in South Asian cultures, they get into big debate, these 2 people not matching, this has to be that. Then what they do when they're in conflict, they call the astrologer, because they're like this class, this rule, this his education, all this biodata not matching because all this stuff. Then they call the astrologer, alright? And the astrologer said they were compatible, just go ahead with it. And they had got married. Alright. Ratwat and Bandaranaike married at Maha Velatene Valava, wedding of the century. Alright. So they had children. So Chandrika was one of them. She studied at University of Paris, and then there's Anura, London, and these are different Anura. They both have the same name, but same name. See, that's also common, right? Alright. Alright. And then it's very sad. Her father passed away with a heart attack. Political career. So, let's see. So what happened to her husband? Let's see. What happened to Sri Lankan? Assassinated. So her husband's assassinated by okay. So she did not rally to be the president. So prime minister, sorry, she was the prime minister because we have to remember we think of president in America, but it's prime minister. So she did. Let's get this very clear. So she became prime minister because she had to step up because her husband was assassinated and the people wanted her to carry his torch, and then that's how she became. So essentially like a single mom, right? If you look at it, because she did not remarry, did she? No, she did not remarry. So essentially, spouse Solomon Bandaranaike, married 1940, died 1959. So she just followed the family's tradition, did social work, got married to the suited man according to astrology and what the family agreed to. And unfortunately, the husband was assassinated, and she was chosen by those in her surrounding. The people elected her and said, husband passed away, you must take leadership, you will become our prime minister. So she, being a mother, having to take care of the death, and take care of the household things and her own grieving, she stepped up and became the country's prime minister. So anybody pointing fingers and saying that the mother is not doing enough work at home, mother is not doing enough work at work, mother is not doing enough work for the country, this message is for you. First of all, your mother is doing more than enough work than you will ever do because she gave birth to you. Alright? As a reminder. Second of all, what I've seen across the globe, the work that a woman can do, no man can do. It's a different way, it's a different perspective, it's a different way of running things. So never say to anyone that you're not doing enough. Instead, be grateful. We are grateful for our president, prime minister, first ever. It happened that she stepped up in a time of crisis, kind of like Ranil, right? I mean, Ranil, I'm just putting Ranil in the picture. Not, you have to give him due credit. He lost, all right? But let's give Ranil some credit and say he stepped up when the country was in crisis with debt and no one wanted to take responsibility. But Ranil stepped up and he ran the show for the past 2 years. So as a good human being, please thank you. Please say thank you for the work you did. And we will carry this work forward. It's kind of like when you work in an office, right? Right? When you work in an office and it's the last day of someone, do you want to fire him and humiliate the person? What will that talk about your character? Imagine you're in the board, alright? I'm talking about this because a friend of mine was fired from the very board, or the very space that she helped create, which breaks my heart. I think many of you watch, who knows me knows who I'm talking about. A good friend that I know how her heart ached when she was fired from that board. She helped create this beautiful space so everyone can come together and pray. And then the space became stronger, got more power, more and more people came, even people of color came, and then they fired her because she's white. That's the simple reason being her, she being white. I was heartbroken because when she's my friend, I don't care she's white or red or purple, but I will not forgive that. No matter your color, if you don't respect people for the work they do, and if you don't nicely treat them, I will remember that. Alright? I stand for the character of the person, not really everything about their identity. Like I said, you're a vessel to me. If you're black, brown, purple, Trump, Kamala, whatever, I look at what is in this water. Is it good or poison? That's it, right? So my friend was pure, right? My friend was pure, and they fired her, and I remember that. So always treat people with respect. Don't fire people, even if you don't like them. Respectfully give them time. Ask them when we can we change the system? Can we work with you? Can we do this different? All right. Ask them. Can we? How can we do this differently? Because this person who's working also has to pay their bills, right? The person who's working have to go on vacation. The person who's working have their own dreams about life. So if we just go fire people left and right because we don't like them, what does that say about us? That we can't even hold a meaningful relationship with someone, right? If you're going to fire someone, I say don't do it. Keep them and find ways to grow. It is better to grow than to fire. That's my opinion. Because that person needs a plate to eat. Firing is one of the harshest things you can do to a person, even if they smile and leave. If they resign, that's different. Alright? And do not overwork people also. In India, the past few weeks everybody is talking about this. The girl who joined the Ernst and Young, overworked, like they overloaded her with work, she passed away with work, and her mom is now on social media saying that they gave her work overload. They didn't even come to her funeral, the bosses. We have to reframe everything, not just our leaders, people, our ways of living, working, we have to reframe it. Alright? So that's why I'm here. So I'm here to tell you just a general prediction, okay? This is for fun. Alright? Because you all think when I give you notes, you go crazy about my notes. If you want these notes, take it. If you don't want it, don't take it. But I'm going to share some notes with you. Because padam kala, don't go crazy. If you pass, the pass. Anyway, we all will pass. To remind you, you will all pass. My friend passed last week. My friend passed flying colors. Now in Jannah looking at me, probably laughing at my YouTube and putting likes. Nadia, I know you are going to come back Halloween. I know you, Nadia. Alright? So, this is my predictions for the year 2023 as not astrology, just fun predictions. I went to school. So first of all, we are going to today's topic is AKD became president. Prime Minister, president, man, these parliamentary systems are driving me nuts. American has a different system. Now I have to learn Sri Lankan politician systems. Wait, this one is president, the prime. So we become the prime minister. Now president, okay. So who will become prime minister? We don't know. We leave it to them. I don't want to. Sorry, first of all, we'll do the American way, show and tell. Today we are going to talk about AKD, leading Prime Minister of, leading President of Sri Lanka. We welcome you to be one of our new world leaders. Work with the people and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Adam S underscore Lucky. Of course, I'm going to give a plug because I spent almost 2 hours making this video live for you on my sweat. So please subscribe and give a like, and you have to comment. Unless you comment, algorithm doesn't know me. Please don't do that to me. Comment, alright? Your comment keeps me entertained. That's it. Your comment keeps me entertained. That's it. It doesn't give me money yet. The day I get my first paycheck from YouTube, I will show you. I have nothing to hide from you. When I go, I will give you all my statements. Okay? Not a problem. I do taxes every year in America. You can look it up. Not a problem. All my taxes I have somebody to give. But I'm tired of these taxes. Anyway, first of all, winner, congratulations. AKD for Sri Lanka. We already celebrated. We have more. I told you one man show, nobody here to help me in the studio. Okay. So, we celebrated with laddus. We are going to remember. Anybody who wants laddus, we have extra. Please share lavarias, laddus, cutlet. Get to know my friends who are not from Sri Lanka. Learn. The laddu is from India. Okay. So India is also participant because I know Indian channels were running around in the whole election, doing a lot of good work. So thank you, Indian media, for going around and being so invested in your neighbor. Such neighborhood spirit. I love that. I love that. Our neighbors should put their nose into the neighbors' politics. Why? Because it will impact you. The relationship is important. India, Sri Lanka. Let's keep it going. You eat idiappa, I come eat idiappa. You give me kartakolondam, I will also come over there and eat kulfi. Kulfi is in Pakistan. We'll go there also, no problem. So, first of all, laddus, we celebrated. But if you want to try the Sri Lankan congratulatory food, you have to try kiribat. Okay? Kiribat then. Try. Kiribat is milk rice. Look up one video, very easy to make. So many aunties will teach you. Uncles are also knowing how to make kiribat these days. Make kiribat with kata sambo. Then, what's the next one? Then you must eat lavaria. I showed you, watch my other video. Yesterday's video, I prepared lavaria, cutlet and also rolls. Not me, I ordered, but I can make, don't problem. I make a fusion because I live here now. So if you give me cutlet, I probably will put some vegan option. Yes, because I have friends who are vegan. I'll put vegan option, one vegetarian one, and then I'll put turkey one beef also will put. I like beef. Now I even hate me and unsubscribe because I eat beef. What to do, man? Part of like my heritage to eat the hunter-gatherer. No, I know it's no excuse. We'll debate that in the next video. But let's get to congratulations. It's a very serious thing. I'm really congratulating this. It's not a funny video. I'm really congratulating you. Congratulations for Sri Lanka. Really go to work tomorrow. I had somebody say tomorrow is off. You are winning tomorrow off. Okay. Then tomorrow you take the day off, celebrate Ratinya or whatever, but safely play Ratinya. Then after that, now that we have congratulated the new leader, I come back to my life. What's next? I have to survive now, whoever the leader tomorrow. So, What's next? I don't know if you can see this. I'll show this on YouTube because if you want to see this is mirror image on Facebook. If you want the true image, go to YouTube. Alright. So this is what it looks like. So what's next? This is just a guideline on what to do next after somebody becomes president. Okay. So what to do next is goals. We're gonna have goals. You elected him because you have some goals, or you wanted him to do some work for you, collaborate. So what are your goals? So two goals we're going to separate to two things. Alright? Goals, solo goals and collective goals. So solo goals you have to practice. It's just like, let's say you're in a cricket team. Let's say you're in a football team. You can play with the team, but when you're not playing with the team, you have to go home practice, right? It's just like you're going to school, you learn in the class, but when you're at home, you have to do your own homework. It's the same thing. If you have goals, one, people and the universe will help you achieve it, but one, you must make the effort and make it. Just like I'm creating my YouTube channel, right? Whether there's people watching it or not, like a mad person, I come here and I make my videos. That's how determined I am. That's my life energy. And when Anura won this, that affirmed me. Because he's been in politics for how long, Anura? For many years, trying to get to where he is today. So success doesn't come overnight. For some people it does. For some people, if the stars align and the universe wants it, within a second, they are a superstar. But for most of us, success does not come overnight. Like Joe Biden, right? Sleepy Joe. How did he get to become the president of the US? So long journey. Until finally he's, very, very old. That's when he became the president. But he became it. He attained it. So until your last breath, you should not give up on your goals. Just because you are wearing, holding a cane or cannot walk. If you're like Stephen Hawking, you know who Stephen Hawking is? One of our greatest ever human beings, right? He made his greatest discovery not being able to walk or talk or run, but he taught us so much about our cosmos. Because I personally believe it's because he became centered. Now these sensory organs, now these thoughts and everything disappeared about moving, running, this and that. He became so centered and he reflected on that. And everything flew out of him, came out of him that he wants to write this book. And he was intelligent enough to know, if I cannot write, how will I convey this message? He got that. Now we have more advancements, but he got that lovely robotic machine. He uttered word by word, wrote us a book. And can you imagine, in the 21st century, a human that cannot walk, talk, told us more than we can ever know about our existence through. And the book is here. Stephen Hawking, you are champion. Champion. So, what are we doing? We are doing our part. He did his part. We must do our part. So, I am doing my part. Like a mad person, madness is great if you put it into poetry, if you put it into art, right? A lot of people who are called quote-unquote mad were madly in love and made their dreams became who they are today. So, that's why I wander, because I love poetry, I love architecture, I love seeing things and patterns. Like Shah Jahan in India, right? Even when his wife passed away, Mumtaz, he was still madly in love with his wife. For him, she will live forever as a work of art. Her body might decompose, but he knew my love for you will stand here as a statement called Taj Mahal. And I will build it for you, my love. And I built it. Today, it's one of the wonders of the world. Have you been and seen Taj Mahal? I still need to go. Who's going to take me to Taj Mahal? I need to go there. Because it's a beautiful sight. Remember, you love someone so much that you put the rest of your emotions into creating something beautiful. And we have here giraffe, Ane, that is love. See how lovely? This is love. The greatest emotion one we can attain, where creativity flows, where we can be inspired, we can be growing to our highest potential, is love. Okay? So whenever you are lost and you are wondering which emotion should I pick, even just like emoji, you're confused. You're like, which emoji? Should I anger? Should I sad? Should I? If you know your feelings, good. I'm not saying this. If you know your anger, just put it there. But if you're like, I don't know this person, but I want to give whatever emotion to them, just give a heart. Simple, right? Everybody loves the heart, right? If you don't know what to give someone, think of them as a baby, or a pet, or a cute squirrel. Would you ever give an anger face to a squirrel? Just put a heart like, right? That's why these beings have come in cutesy forms to teach us to love one another. But do that in a safe manner, have boundaries also. Learn that through your teachers and mentors, how to create that boundary. I'm not going to get into the topic of boundary, but anyway, goals. So have your goals, solo goals and collective goals for the upcoming year, 2025. And then dreams. What are dreams? Dreams are just, for me, something I have when I sleep. Sweet dreams. That's all I want, sweet dreams. So have sweet dreams. Make sure you rest well. Don't stay up all night, put an all-nighter and go all morning chaotic like you guys are doing lately. I know social media is so addictive, isn't it? I know I struggle with that too. But what to do? We are all connected. It's like, you're like, can I just stay awake all the time and just like take this all in? I know, but you need some rest. Give that body some rest. Anyway, so that's that. And then reality. Dreams in reality is tough. Dreams in reality is like what? Sweet little things you want to do. Maybe you want to put a puzzle together. Maybe you want to build a puzzle. Something like that, right? And then work. Work is important. Work keeps you active. Work keeps you grounded. So the other thing is work. Work alone and collaborative, right? So what did the pandemic teach us? For a long time, Sabio, bring the bowl. Wait, Thomas, they don't name either or something. A toy, because she heard the word work. For her, work is play, so she just like, give me my toy and I'll work. Work alone and collaborative. What did the pandemic teach us? We always thought we only had to work collaboratively, but the pandemic taught us we can work alone. Pandemic took us in, taught us that we can do things alone as well. So good, be independent, but also learn to work in a team. Both are necessary to grow. One without the other, you can do it, but better to have both. Work alone, work in a team, alright? Number 4, we are going to eat. Very self-explanatory, already eat like a lot of eat now, and then we eat rice, eat something healthy. My hope is you eat something healthy and nutritious and sustainable, alright? Then we have rest. I already spoke about it. We're going to go to very quick on this class. Not a class, this statement. So then you rest well, eat well, sleep well, wake up refreshed like a blue blossoming flower, you have in the back. And then you have self-care. Self-care is what? Like me. No matter what chaotic thing going on in the world, I put up my new, or not wash, not, I put up a new article of clothing. I buy whatever hair strands I have left, I call hold it. My hair face, I keep it in a fresh manner. Brush teeth, practice safe hygiene, keep yourself presentable. It's not for others. If it's for others, good, but it's mostly for you. Keeping yourself self-care in a presentable manner boosts your mental health. It's a proven fact. Even I feel it. On days that I feel sluggish and I feel like a piece of crap, which I am essentially, we're all crap. But we are here to, it's just like a star. Why do you like wondering, why do I call myself crap? It's because essentially for us, we are like a piece of crap. We're disposable. You didn't know that. In the grand scheme of things, we are just a small, tiny plant. Once we understand that life is simple, our problems are not so big. So, but even no matter how crappy we feel, we have to look good because it helps us move forward and have advancements like this. We must have this too. We must have this too. Right? Maybe not this much so close to each other, maybe we can work on that, but maybe we should be balanced with equal friendly management. And self-care, you know self-care, take care of yourself. Whatever self-care is to you, you decide. What is this to me, I know. Right? I bathe definitely at least once a day. I will bathe fully. 2, 3 I usually do, but yeah, at least one I will bathe. Then brush teeth. Make sure your face is clean. Haircut, you can see my tutorial. I cut my own hair, simple. I know what it looks like. So follow your own guidelines. Make a list of what self-care looks to you if you want to start with that. Mental health, very important. Check in with yourself. How do you feel today? So how do you know your mental health? Is by Oh, how do you know mental health is by smiley faces. How do you, when you go to the doctor, you know the doctor gives you a list of the doctor only asks you, right? How on a scale of 1 to 10, how is your emoji looking today? Are you smiley face? Are you grumpy face? Have you lost it? Are you crying? Are you excited? Are you happy? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? Gauge yourself. Sometimes when you type the emoji, you're like, ask yourself, why am I using this emoji today? I always self-reflect. If you want to know how I feel, one thing you can see in my videos, but if you want to know without seeing someone how they are, you can kind of look at the way they type and emojis, right, these days, and kind of understand. But the best way is to meet people in person. Because energetically, you can't convey that in emojis. I know it's a different, emojis are good. So my advice is put nice, fun, happy emojis. Always lifts the spirit. That's my kind, I always like a good celebratory, happy kind of thing. But if it's grief, allow that to happen too. And then we have here very quick news. Once you've checked your mental health status and you're like good to go, ready, then you're ready for travel, vacations. Yes. Essentially, you're here to travel. Did you not know that? Essentially, you're on Earth as a being, as a stardust, to travel. You've traveled far from the Milky Way galaxies, fell on this tiny speck on Earth, was born into creation. You know who's watching my show today? I'll show you. This is watching my show today. This is my number one fan right here. You know what? I just want to show you guys. You guys are, who are you talking to, right? All the time you're like asking, who are you talking to, Adam? This is my number one. I make all this for her. She's my inspiration. She's my aspiration. She is my beginning and my end. She is my daughter. She is lucky and now she's summer. Yes, this is my future. My baby girl. So, once we are done with that, okay. See the baby. Teaching. So she's watching, so I gotta continue teaching. So we'll bring the back attention of the camera this way because so I'm essentially doing this for you all because I don't have children in the physical form, and this is the work that I do with my YouTube, my Facebook, my good, my bad, my ugly, my beautiful, all that I will leave as a digital imprint for you when I pass away, inshallah, someday, that you may look back and take what is good from me and remember me in your prayers. That's all I ask. Remember me in your prayers. And the way to find me is through my channel. Okay? So, because you might be wondering, why is Adam always online, always on live, going, like, what is his goal? He doesn't even have many subscribers, but he's always there. Like, is he a madman? Yes, he is. If you think I am, yes, that's exactly what I am. The day I am gone from earth, you'll understand the kind of madness that that life has brought me. All was to invoke me to become the best person that I can be for you and leave you. It's like a star. When you look at a star, every star has a life, right? The star will shine, shine, shine. I know my time will also, slowly the light will go. So before my star dies, I need to put out the work that I came to do. Hopefully it will be good for you and collective humanity. If you love it, hate it, comment. Alright? Because I want to see what I can work on to bring better work while I'm here, right? If you see me as a leader, good. If you see me as a father, good. If you see me as a friend, good. If you see me as a enemy, okay, good, okay. But if you see me as a brother, a son, a friend, essentially, inshallah, father figure, I'll be very, very happy, okay? Because this is why, I know for people who don't have children, especially, our work is what we leave for our children, which is the humankind, okay? And for me, summer and animals alike. So here we go. Okay. So travel vacation. Where was I? With travel vacation. Essentially, you're here in human form from the faraway galaxies was to go on travels. So even if you can't travel abroad, I ask you to go to your nearest park, to go to your nearest place of leisure, to go take a breath out in nature, go for a walk, go for a hike, go for a stroll, go see the trees, go observe if you can't see them, go observe the textures of the leaf, feel them with your hand, go smell the new earth after the rain. What rain smells like after rain? When you go out, it has a certain distinct smell. So enhance your senses, your sensory perceptions, because it will help you with your journey and make your work easy, inshallah. It will make it easy for you. Okay? Tarata. Okay, one more thing and I'm gonna finish this up, wrap it up. One last thing. Why? Travel, right? So whoever wants to travel with me, please comment below. I'll be traveling across the country and also the world, mostly the world. I'll be doing a world tour, a small world tour, no tickets to buy. You just have to meet me where I go in that country if you're there. Or if you can join me, if you have a passport, inshallah, I hope, my prayer is everybody should be visa free, should be passport problem free. Because this visa passport thing is like a big headache for global community. You know, for you to come to US, you have to go through so many. Kamala, when you come, please, I'm gonna ask for this, all right? Whoever comes, for God's sake, you know, safely open borders. Because for once and for all, enough, no, enough, enough with this. This person can't come. You need education. You need money. This and that. This is discriminatory. If a person has good can we have a system where, I'm just suggesting, right? Can we have a system where if a person has good moral characters, if they have, you know, if they have friends, families, and if we can support such people to move and see other countries across the world to travel, because denying someone the right to travel is essentially denying them of their right to see this existence, right? Because I know how hurt it can be to be stuck in one country, one place, when your heart desires to see different places. And those of you complaining, oh, you're gonna come take my job, like, what the heck did you want to do that job? Many of you, like, I'm talking to people in America, right? Because they're like, oh, you know, these immigrants, they come take our job. First of bloody all, I don't see you guys sitting in Dunkin' Donuts or Subway creating sandwiches. So if people want to come from abroad, make sandwiches, sit in Dunkin', run gas stations, or even become the president of the U.S. But you can't right now. As of now, immigrants can't be president of U.S. Only someone who's naturally born here can. So there's a nitty-gritty there. But maybe we can change that in the future, because we just need people to understand life is short, that these birth certificate, no matter where you were born, we all go, alright? Pieces of paper were created like not so long ago. Yes, we need to hold people accountable. I'm not saying don't hold people accountable, but can we find safe ways to move forward as a collective uh, force of humanity? Because I need to see penguins, you need to see America. Many of you, my friends, there are people in my Facebook from Philippines, in my TikTok friends from Philippines, from Morocco, from Bangladesh. Yes, many of you. That's why some people are like, they think I'm talking to them. Yes, I'm talking to you. My friends from there, I have a friend from Nepal. I have to visit. Arun, he's also waiting. So many people I have to visit. So I've got the invitation to go visit them. But what about you? When I understood and I learned from listening to you that to come to America, they're asking for visa, for money, this and that. I am also tired, man. Please don't ask people for more than the money they have. Give them the right to visit this country. Alright? Give them the right to visit this country, and you can follow them on social media and see what kind of work they are doing, and you learn it's a halal work, it's simple work. They're trying to bridge us closer as humans, right? Because essentially you were immigrant too. Your ancestors came in the Mayflower, and this land belonged to Native Americans from different tribes, right? What are the different tribes? I'll get. So if you go to the book of Native citizens, Cherokee, Crow, Blackfeet, um Apache, all these are Native American tribes. These are the history of the US. So essentially, will always remain an immigrant because our time on planet Earth is migratory. Do you understand? White people, brown people, black people, purple people, all the people under the rainbow, and united we stand. Please write this in your notes. I'm going to leave you with this thought. Okay, I leave you with this quote. This is mine. I'm like that. I told you I'm poetic. You need to spend more time with me, then you learn that I'm poetic. Yes. So this is a quote by Adam Shai. That's my name, Adam Shai. Right. And this is the quote I leave you with. I will essentially. Essential. How do you spell essentially? Okay. Okay. Essentially, I don't have AI. I'm old school. All right. My processing is different. It processes dual core is here. Right. So essentially, we are all migrants from stardust. We are immigrants of Earth. We are here temporary. Just sit with that. Essentially, we are all migrants. Let's break that down. This pattern, this architecture, it comes from this is Muslim architecture. You can call it that, But uh, look at this architecture. This is inspired by the cosmos. This is inspired by the cosmos, and back then, when we wanted to know who we are, we used to look up at the skies. Nowadays, we look at our phone, but in my time, when you wanted to know who I am, some people look down and then we find like ants and stuff. Look down also, right? If you want to know who you are, look down. Look at your phone, then look up. That's why I went flying. That's why I am an aviator. That's my education background. If you want to know, I am a pilot. I did not pursue that long story. I'll tell you the story slowly. I essentially had to sacrifice my career so I can take care of my family, right? Have you watched the movie? That movie, what is that? There's a Hindi movie. There's a female pilot and two other Tabu and Kriti Saso was unknown. What's the story? It was on Netflix. Essentially, she had a pilot's license, but she had to work as cabin crew because nobody was hiring. My story is different because I'm trans. So I'll tell you story. Slowly you get to know me, we will mingle and I'll tell you, I'll unload my trauma on you, no problem. And my sweet memories also, not just trauma. But my teachings and my education, because I learned so much in aviation that it is ingrained in me. So when I speak of aviation, when I speak of poetry, all this is my vessel. My vessel. Right? So ask me how the plane flies. Yes, I flew Cessna 152. I flew Cessna 172. I've flown seaplane. I've flown Piper Warrior. I've flown also Piper Seneca. So far, that's all the planes that I've flown. Yes, I think that's all. Yeah. But anybody wants to have me as their personal captain for inshallah 747 or A380, inshallah. I'd love to get certified. If you're an aviator, I'm being serious. I would love to get back in the cockpit, or I don't say cockpit. I'd like to get back in the flight deck and work with good people. If you're an aviator who's also a creator on digitally, come connect with me. Especially if you're on the spectrum of LGBTQ folks, come see me. Let's work on this bright future for all of us. We can make it through. We can make it happen. All right. All right. So that aside, essentially we are all migrants. So I learned. So why did I get into aviation when I was younger? I wanted to see the world. Back then we didn't have. Internet. I wanted to see the world. So I remember going to the library in my school and finding National Geographic magazines. You remember those? Yellow little outer border and black inner Nat Geo editions, magazines, 87, 86, 90s. So I had older versions, and I saw, people climbed the Himalayas. People, shared stories of different parts of the world. That was my internet, the Nat Geo magazine, actually. And I saw there's a whole world out than where I was. And I dreamt of that, and I studied. I didn't come from a rich family, but I was so ambitious and determined that I wanted to make it happen. Then I traveled, and I found ways to make that happen. But after that, there was a hidden voice within me. I will tell you slowly. You find next video. You want the hidden story? You ask me to comment. How I became Adam from Shy. That's why that I kept Shy is my beginning name, my birth name. Yes. So long story. See, I'm an attestment to how travels will shape and make you a conscious, better human being, right? So I've traveled Earth both in forms of feminine and masculine. Yes. So I'm not at all embarrassed to tell you that I was born in feminine form, and it's a beautiful journey to see life in that manner. And today I'm blessed to see also the life in a masculine form. And what did I learn from both? They are both connected. They are both connected. All right. So essentially, we are all migrants from stardust. So stardust don't have properties such as gender, race, class, all this stuff. We can break down the properties and look at it, but it's not the checkbox we find in, like, let's say, official forms, right? So essentially, we are all migrants from stardust. We are immigrants. We can't claim that this earth is ours. We are immigrants. We are immigrants. The faster you learn that we are immigrants, the easier your life will be. Because you in America who's never seen outside of the world, it's time for you to migrate. You in America who is like, oh my God, I can't take it in America. America's not what it used to be, because you are not what you're supposed to be. You're living in a place in America that in your mind you want it to be like the 60s. The 60s no longer is 60s, it's 2024. Time travel, we are doing it now. We already traveled to 2024. So migrate. Go to Japan, go to Sri Lanka, go to a different states. Don't be in this bubble North America. Go. And essentially same thing. If you're in Sri Lanka, migrate, come. Do it in an authentic way. Find ways to migrate. Migrate. The birds here do it all the time. One of my favorite places to go here is the migratory sanctuary here on Montrose Beach. The birds don't stick around for more than 6 months. Even the birds know to migrate. There's winter south. Huh? Spring comes, they come back north. You all are suffering in one place because you are so adamant that I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here. For God's sake, if you've never been on vacation, at least go to the nearest town. Alright? If you can't take a trip abroad, even if you can't come to America, why aren't you going to India? Why aren't you going to Maldives? Why aren't you going to Dubai or somewhere? Go. Somewhere it must go. Don't sit on one place. Life today here, tomorrow gone. Okay, so essentially go. Right? We are all immigrants. We are here temporary. Adam Shai. Okay, so anybody wants to copyright this with my put me credit, Adam Shai. Nobody gives me copyright. Everybody taking my rights. Give me some copyright. Alright, so that's that's that. What else would you like to know? So what did I learn from traveling and growing up in different cultures? So this is my third culture. America is my third culture. First culture Sri Lanka, second culture Malaysia, third culture America. Same story, man. Now we can see in YouTube, we are all same. We all want to try different food. We all want to try different music. We are all always attracted to what is different. Why? Why? Have you ever thought about that? If you go through algorithm or whatever, you see something new, you will click that. Why? Because there's a part of you always seeking knowledge, always seeking what's new. Right? Learn. Even if you don't like it, see it. Even there's a country you hate, go see it. Then come back, make your own judgment about it. Alright? So just be neutral, enjoy the view, see a bird's eye view. You know, when you guys take off, when we take off, one of the things, my favorite view, you know what view? My favorite view is bird's eye view. You know, when I used to take off in the small Cessna, we take off. We on ground here, we think our problems are so big. If you're having a huge crisis right now, people stuck wherever you are, take at least a trip to the nearest state, right? Go to the nearest country. Go to your neighboring country. And when you take off, I want you to take this moment and think about my problems. I'll tell you, when I learned to fly, my problems vanished the moment I said, Samio, Mari, come. Samson. My problem slowly when I took off, lift off. Lighter, 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 lighter. Then you see the earth. It's just like dying. You know, essentially that's what's happened. You're on ground, you're pulled with the gravity and you're thinking, oh my God, this is it. Everything is on me to do this. But when you take off, have you ever, people who fly frequently, you know this feeling. You're like, you sit there, you take off. You're like, spirit is going up. Spirit is going up, spirit is going up. And then you look down. Like, that was my problem? That was what I was thinking about? That was my biggest complaint? And then you take off, you go somewhere else, you see, it's like seeing a drone view. When you see a drone view, if you can't fly, go see a drone. But you must fly, man. Take the cheapest flight in America. You can fly Spirit. People hate Spirit, but try something. Try something. You know, because a lot of people, I come from the field of aviation, right? Do you know the Wright brothers were ridiculed as mad people? Yes. For wanting to fly. They're like, oh, you're going to create a metal to fly on the sky. People used to call them crazy brothers. But today, Wright brothers have made it possible for us to fly across the world. One of the things they did back in the day, they put something like a suit, Batman suit, and some people used to jump. They're very risky, man. But the desire to fly and see things as a bird was so strong in us as human uh, kind that it got us to one invention after the other. Now we fly cargo, we fly, even our pets are flying. Now I saw pets are flying country to country. They are going are at life, full jolly. These pets are flying everywhere. So why can't we? Why can't we? Always remember when I was a kid and I was a poor kid, all right, I told myself, if birds can fly, oh, why not oh I, oh I. Remember that. If you're ever thinking there's no meaning to life, this and that, I want you to sit and look up in a clear day, look out in the vastness of the sky and say, if birds can fly, oh, why not oh I. And go fly. Because that's where your next adventure awaits you. All right. Have a wonderful day, and we'll uh, remember all our friends, my family. Please comment. Everybody who has ever come to my YouTube, TikTok life of adventures, welcome. See you all. Inshallah, have a wonderful, blessed week. Bye bye.